Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the multiple Nash equilibria and how we reach a focal point. We're going to use examples, such as the battle of the sexes, to explain the multiple Nash equilibria and how we reach as a focal point. Okay, so if we take the classic game of battle of the sexes, the man wants one thing and the woman wants one thing, but they don't want to be without each other. So let's say they're going on holiday. The man wants to go to Iceland and the woman wants to go to Malta. They both have a reward of 2 in their chosen destination, whereas the other partner has a reward of 1. But they have a reward of 0 if they go on holiday without each other. We can reach a focal point in this situation simply by maybe a dominant personality. If the woman's the dominant personality in the relationship, they're going to go to Malta, and if the man is, they're going to go to Iceland. Okay, so a key thing to remember when we're doing things like Battle of the Sexes, they're static games of complete information, which means there's multiple players, multiple decisions, and they make them decisions at the same time. Now these decisions have rewards known to all the players. So let's move on with our static games of complete information. Let's say we're driving on a road, we're driving in Malta. And in Malta we drive on the left hand side of the road. So if we drive on the left and other cars drive on the left, we're going to get on just fine. But if we drive on the same side of the road, I drive on the left and they drive on their right hand side, we're going to crash. So let's put this in a game situation. We got -1 for driving on the same side of the road as each other, and a reward of 1 for driving on different sides of the road of each other. Now this could be the same in Italy, where we drive on the right hand side of the road. Now if we drive on the right hand side of the road and we drive on the same side of the road, so they drive on their left hand side, we're going to crash, vice versa. But what we got to remember is if we go from Malta to Italy, what makes the difference? This is a social norm of behaviour. It's also a legal situation because no doubt it's probably illegal to drive on the other side of the road, but it's a social norm recognised by everybody driving on that road. Let's stick with the social norm theme. We're going to play a game called the number game, where we're all going to pick a number 1 to 10. If you go into a De La Soul concert and you ask staff a question, pick a number between 1 and 10, they're probably going to pick the number 3 because it's a social norm where 3 is the magic number. This social norm is also a focal point. People gravitate towards this one answer where 3 is the focal point. Okay, so now we're going to push the boat out a little bit. We're in a boat and we're in the middle of the water, and if we go left, we go towards the equator where it's nice and warm, and if we go right, we go towards the Arctic where it's cold. Now, if there's people on our boat and they have clothes, if we go towards the warm water, they can shed their clothes and adapt to that climate. But if we go right, they probably haven't got enough clothes to adapt to an Arctic climate. So the focal point will be to go left towards the equator. Okay, so for good measure, we got 2 time frames. 2 weeks before deadline and 2 days before deadline, and we have 2 options: to revise or to play. So if it's 2 weeks before deadline, they're probably going to play together. If it's 2 days before deadline, they're going to revise together. So in this situation, we have 2 players where if they revise together, revising becomes much less difficult, and if they play together, it becomes much more fun. But if they do it separately, it becomes harder to revise and boring to play. So in this situation, we reached a focal point by a period of time. This is just one factor that can decide a focal point, just like legal structure, just like social norms, and just like dominance in the Battle of the Sexes situation. These are just a few examples of how we can reach a focal point in multiple Nash equilibria situations. Thank you very much, and I hope you've learned something.